You're watching Camnet News. My name is Sharon Kalimbola. The story is making headlines. The government abandons rehabilitation works on the Kankolokolo-Lufwanyama roads. Lufwanyama Ward UPND councillor rescinds his resignation, claims he was just bought. PF commends South Chiefs. In international news, Ethiopian singer's death unrest killed 166. In sports news, quarantine rules relaxed for sports and teams, others and film crews. Just now we take a short break. We'll be back with the details.
To increase sales of your products and services, advertise on Camnet TV. Reach your clients and target markets directly and see your business grow. For special rates, you can contact our marketing department on
0955 664 305 or 0978 290 626. Camnet TV.
Not just another channel.
Thank you so much for joining us. The details. Police have picked up a body of an unidentified man in Lusaka's Central Business District Sunday morning. The deceased was discovered dead in a mobile service provider booth. By broadcast time, it was not established whether the suspect died of coldness or he was attacked by unknown people. We have the details in this report.
If the cord did not end his life, then he must have died of bleeding. People woke up to a rude shock of a man who never imagined he could not see this day. From afar, it appeared as if people were scrambling for cheap goods. To the contrary, it is a scramble to identify the body of the deceased as police loaded it in the van. Onlookers have told Camnet TV that the unidentified body was found in a non-network provider booth this morning, of which they suspect of having been attacked by unknown people on the eve of July 5th, 2020.
No one knows.
This incident happened this morning within Lusaka's Central Business District near Los Angeles Road. This has since left many who could not recognize the deceased body, wondering who, why, and what could have led to his untimely death. Reporting for Camnet Television in Lusaka, Zambia, Namwinga Mwinga.
Meanwhile, one person has died after a road traffic accident, while 3 others have sustained injuries. The accident occurred on Saturday around 16 hours at Mwengelele area, 25 kilometers west of Nyimba district, along the Great East Road in Eastern Province. Involved was Kasoka Moses, aged 55 years, a resident of Moza compound in Nyimba, who was driving a Toyota Hilux registration number ALF 1697 from east to west direction, who sustained a bruised forehead and a painful left leg. Also involved was Asan Motala of Lusaka, who was driving a Toyota Allion registration number BLA 539 from west to east, whilst carrying 2 passengers on board. The driver sustained head injuries and died on the way to the hospital, while the passengers identified as Motala Ishmael, aged 24 years, and Motala Maleshele, aged 19 years, sustained injuries. The accident happened when the driver of the Toyota Allion was overtaking a truck in process, collided with Toyota Hilux, which was coming from the opposite direction. The injured persons are admitted at Nyimba Hospital, while the body of the deceased is in the same hospital mortuary. This sad development has been confirmed by Zambia Police Assistant Public Relations Officer Godfrey Chilabi.
Police in Eastern Province received a report of a fatal road traffic accident in which 1 person died while 3 others sustained injuries. This occurred on Saturday, 4th July 2020, around 16 hours at Mwengelele area, about 25 kilometers west of Nyimba along the Great East Road. Involved was Kasoka Moses, aged 55 a resident of Moza compound in Nyimba, who was driving a Toyota Hilux registration number ALF 1697, driving from east to west direction, who sustained a bruised forehead and a painful left leg. Also involved was Hassan Motala of Lusaka, who was driving a Toyota Allion, registration number BLA 539, driving from west to east, whilst carrying 2 passengers on board. The driver sustained head injuries and died on the way to the hospital, while the passengers, identified as Motala Ishmael, aged 24, and Motala Moleshela, aged 19, sustained injuries. The accident happened when the driver of the Toyota Allion was overtaking a truck. In process, collided with a Toyota Hilux which was coming from the opposite direction. The injured persons are admitted to Nyimba Hospital, while the body of the deceased is in the same hospital mortuary.
In other news, government has abandoned rehabilitation works on the Kankolonkolo-Lufanyama Road in Kasempa district of Northwestern Province. The road is a shorter link between the Copperbelt and Northwestern Province. Rehabilitation works started in 2015, but since that time, works have stalled and there is no sign of the contractor on site. The sad state of affairs has disappointed Kasempa constituency Member of Parliament Brenda Tambatamba, who was recently on a developmental tour in her constituency. We have the details in this report.
The Kankolonkolo-Lufanyama Road has been a vital link between the Copperbelt and Northwestern Province. This road was also a direct link to Kalengwa Mine in Kasempa district to the Copperbelt Province, where copper smelters were situated. Due to its significance, government in 2012 under President Michael Chilifya earmarked this road for an upgrade. In 2012, government embarked on some routine maintenance of the road, but by 2015, government has not done any works, as Kasempa Member of Parliament Brenda Tambatamba explains.
The people of Kasempa have been waiting for a long time. The time I got elected as Member of Parliament, I came and visited here and found these mounds here because there was supposed to be some routine maintenance to gravel it up, to bring it to a standard where you can drive smoothly to some extent while awaiting the upgrade to bituminous standard. Alas, from 2015 or so, this road has been like this. The contractor who was allocated this task disappeared and left the mounds here, and this has caused a lot of accidents for our people who can't afford a vehicle. People in Mkema Ward where we are, people from Nyoka use this road, and many others from the Copperbelt and many parts of the country, they use this road. But particularly those riding motorbikes, the cyclists, have had to crash into these mounds, and we've lost lives.
Financial questions arise.
What happened to the money that was paid to the contractor? This is very saddening, and I'm appealing to the government once again, to the Ministry of Housing and Infrastructure, to find the contractor who was allocated this job, to complete this job, to bring this road to a standard that will be able to, that will be motorable.
The MP explains that despite several follow-ups with government officials, nothing is forthcoming.
How can you do this from 2015? What does it take? The material is here. What does it take? This is a road that belongs to RDA. It just takes a few equipment to come and flatten these things. I'm calling upon the government to please save the people of Kasempa, the people of Mukema, the people of Nyoka, the people of Kelongwa, by clearing these things out of the road, these mounds from the road. Yeah, I've been to RDA a number of times. I've spoken to the ministers, in fact, at Housing and Infrastructure, the previous minister, and indeed the current minister. I'm on record on the floor of the House talking about this. How many other people are going to lose their lives? Right now they do not have money. They will look into it. But how many lives have been lost?
The bigger question is the one posed by the Member of Parliament on where the money allocated for this program has gone to. It is for this reason why Zambians are accusing those entrusted to oversee their affairs of being corrupt, as they don't finish works that have already been budgeted for and money allocated. Kalan Muchima reporting for Camnet News in Kasempa District, Northwestern Province.
Still on roads, despite being closer to the capital city, Lusaka, Chilanga constituency is still lagging behind in terms of development. Roads remain in a bad state, needing attention from government. However, Chilanga constituency aspiring Member of Parliament, Clara Muyunda, has offered herself to help in maintaining some roads within Chilanga district. Details in this report.
Due to the poor state of roads in Chilanga constituency, a private citizen, Clara Muyunda, has taken up the challenge using her personal resources to work on some selected roads to make them motorable. So far, Ms. Muyunda has embarked on the rehabilitation and gravelling of the Mwembeshi-Nampundo Road and the Mwembeshi-Mpamba Road. So far, about 25 kilometers combined on the two roads have been worked on. Being a farmer herself, Ms. Muyunda says she has been finding it a challenge to transport farming produces from her farm to nearby markets, hence the decision to embark on these road works so as to also help the community using them.
I feel motivated and interested in taking part in this developmental initiative. Reason being that I'm part of the people who are suffering with a lot of challenges around Chilanga constituency. There are a lot of challenges, among them youth unemployment. We have challenges with clean water. We have challenges with medicines in our clinics there, particularly in Mwembeshi clinic where I live, the challenges with the roads. And I feel roads are very critical for farmers because to feel the success with farming, you need to sell your input and get back the money.
The residents of the community are also delighted over this development.
This road has been neglected for a long period of time. It's the road that can connect us to when you want to go to Blue Lagoons, Nampundwe. This very road is the one that is connecting us. But it has been neglected for a long period of time. After the cries of the people being the neighborhood of this place, Clara Mubu decided to do the road in a small way that she can. Seeing the people that are complaining, there were a lot of dishes here and there, potholes. She decided to do a little bit that she can show the community that we need to do something.
Ukukuchoka watu ningataka almost the road wamene basebenzesa it's about almost 1000 per day wamene bayenda bwerero yes road yamene ichoka ija Nampundo road ija ikaipa Nampundo road bonse bapita bwandi bapita pamene ono dia inangu tinabwera kwaimika ma tracks yako Nampundo kuba imika atino osambo pita ino road chifukwa road bapita bwandi banabura batu ononga. So in
the community leadership has also thanked Ms. Muyunda for the gesture.
Because for Garamaniki kuna almost 30 years. After 30 years ndito samkubono chitochiti. Ai. Watembo. So, wakongwa maningi.
Kalan Muchima reporting for Camnet News, Chilanga constituency.
Opposition United Party for National Development Lufanyama Ward Councillor Roger Simwewa has rescinded his decision to resign from the political party. Mr. Simwewa and 5 others on the 29th of June 2020 resigned from the UPND to join the ruling Patriotic Front and were received by Party Secretary General Davis Mwila. But barely a week, Mr. Simwewa has rescinded the reverse of his resignation, saying after thinking through his decision, he feels he betrayed the people of Lufanyama and the party. According to him, he resigned as he was promised a job in the Ministry of Health, but he says he can't take it because the PF are a losing party. He has also explained that the other councillors who resigned have also been offered jobs. The UPND leadership has since welcomed his decision to remain as party councillor in Lufanyama. Mr. Simora made the announcement at the UPND's president Hakainde Hichilema's new Kasama residence at a meeting attended by the party's chairman for elections, Gary Nkombo, and other senior officials.
I'm Smwemba Mtonga, but I'm there in Fuanyama kwebati twindabombera pamona abantu awaba mpera yamakaya kubomba mu community. Mweba ina Fuanyama mwisakamana tuliwonse who finished this journey that we started. The PF they are busy promising people jobs and money. So like to my side they said, you being a student who's doing clinical medicine, just upon finishing your studies will give you a big position in health. PF is a losing team. And me as a youth, I see where we are going. I cannot focus on the losing team. So what their promises, or they've been promising people all over the country, but they haven't fulfilled any promise. So as to me, I thought the same thing will happen to me. So this is why I made this decision.
He is a very hard-working councillor and very contributive in the council chamber. When we got information that him and the other 5 councillors have resigned to join PF, actually the council was like it has been crippled. So I think as the council chairperson, I'm a very happy person to hear or to see. I have observed, I have traveled all the way from the Copper Belt with my whole entire councillors who remain to come and make sure we receive our honorable councillor.
That particular aspect you bring is a provision of the law. And the law is law. We can only follow it. That we have a 30-day window in which a councillor who resigns decides to reflect, which is what he has done. He has made a reflection, and the ones who crafted that law probably understood what we were going to face in the future, although we did not think it would be up to this magnitude where people are now just going and buying councillors. So clearly, I thought that the crafters of the law knew that a malpractice such as the PF is practicing would happen in the future, and hence this window for anyone to reflect and change their mind. So he is perfectly within the law, and the councillor chairman is also perfectly within the law to have received the letter. And all that we need to do for now is once they stamp the letter received, we'll give a copy to the ECZ and everything will fall back until 30 days.
You're watching Camnet News. Just now we take a break. Join me shortly with the rest of the news.
Stay home, stay safe. Times have changed. With the advent of the coronavirus, Lusaka Water Supply and Sanitation Company would like to advise its esteemed customers to avoid visiting crowded places. You don't have to move to pay your water bill. You can do it in the convenience of your home. You can pay your water bills through Zanaco Zapit, Stanbic Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, and FNB. You can also use Airtel, MTN, and Zamtel Kwacha mobile money transfer services. For any inquiries to report a fault, please contact our customer service on +260 211 251 571, +260 975 618 618, and toll-free line 5957, Zamtel only. You can also simply email customerservice@lwsc.com. This public announcement is brought to you by the Lusaka Water Supply and Sanitation Company. Water is life. Sanitation is health.
You know I can take her a bit.
Yes, my dear.
I was thinking of getting you a Bugatti on your birthday.
Really?
I'm quiet. My name is Yana. Banga kubunkire ni dad.
Don't worry, my dear. That's why there is insurance.
Insurance?
You've heard me.
Not just any kind of insurance, but Savenda General Insurance, a company that offers superior customer service, highly professional and dedicated staff. We are not just any insurance company, but an insurance company that actually pays our claims. We cover, among others, fire, marine, aviation, engineering, agriculture, motor vehicle, and miscellaneous insurance. So, live life to the full, knowing that Savenda General Insurance has got you covered. Savenda General Insurance. Insurance excellence.
Welcome back. The ruling Patriotic Front, PF, in Southern Province have expressed gratitude to chiefs in Southern Province for supporting President Edgar Lungu's developmental agendas. PF Southern Province Information and Publicity Secretary Trimor Mwenda says the chiefs' support clearly demonstrate that President Lungu is a president for all. Mr. Mwenda has also thanked the chiefs' call to Zambians to give the president a mandate beyond 2021 for him to finish his developmental agendas. According to Mr. Mwenda, President Lungu's leadership and developmental agenda cuts across the entire country, hence the support he is enjoying from Zambians. Mr. Mwenda explains that since assuming office of presidency, Mr. Lungu has transformed Zambia's development-wise, hence the need to allow him finish his term of office.
On behalf of the provincial chairman, Mr. Evans, MCC, allow me to take this opportunity to express our profound gratitude as a province to His Excellency, President Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, on his 2 days working visit to Southern Province. We thank the President for the continued development of Southern Province, where during his visit, he carried out the groundbreaking ceremony of the Mosotunia Livingstone Resort Hotel, a project which will create employment for the youths and women of Southern Province and, of course, boost tourism. He further commissioned houses in Monze and Mazabuka for our security men and women in uniform. Over and above, we are delighted with the fruitful engagement the President had with our traditional leaders. We share with the traditional leaders' call that President Lungu should lead this country beyond 2021 because of his leadership style and unprecedented development, particularly in Southern Province. This call is being echoed by traditional leaders across the country.
Lusaka's Kanyama residents have complained of erratic water supply. The residents have since told Camnet News that they are now forced to draw water in shallow wells dug within their yards. The residents have also asked their elected leaders to see to it that they deliver on the promises made to the electorate, such as delivering good services such as water and sanitation, among others. We have the details in this report.
A better life, equal opportunities for all Zambians. The list of promises by people seeking public offices is endless. 55 years down the line since independence, these are some of the promises some residents have termed as empty they keep waking up to during each and every electoral campaign. With the movement of time, others are privileged enough to a better living, including accessing clean and safe drinking water. Others are still using primitive methods to access water for every form of consumption.
Singafune bachinja kwa tuwatikira kwa mapompi yanyankala kudala na maklorini manzi ngani kuno kwati kwa Kanyama niyovuta mwande kolera pese yamine yafuti manzi ndiye tizinyisa yadibe klorini iliyonse so no wonder pempa kuti batitandizeko kutina setikali kuna mapompi.
This is the case for Kanyama residents. The number of bucket wells, as reported by residents in this area, is more than the number of water taps. The fight against cholera and other waterborne diseases with the use of these wells that fill up during the rainy season is impossible. Talk about the safety of children, drunkards, and those that may move in late hours is reported to have been highly compromised, as they told Camnet TV of such unfortunate cases in their neighboring homes. In view of what they have termed as neglected waterworks in the area and where other areas use the same method, the residents have since urged politicians seeking public offices to fulfill their promises once offices being pursued are acquired.
Bama ti promisa ngati baona kuti bapalamina nthawi yakuti bambe ma elections chani ili pafupi bamapitamo kuti promise kuti achawo tizamchitani baso tizambati bakankhazikika paja pantu samatirangana samakwanirisa iyayi so chamene tipempako monga muno mwakanyama mwatu atipasako chabe mapompi izi migodi zizavaliwa na kuti bakankhala pa mipando bakazitirangana kosalangati bakumayadziweka iyayi naise muno mwakanyama naise nise bantu kozi matenda amene yabwera muno mwakanyama nani muno mwakanyama ni mwadoti ma drainage yose so mukati mupitemo muri madoti matuvi furu pamene muja mwaona so manzi mvula ikaloka yankhalira yaja manzi yose ama drainage jabula straight pa mgodi kadi yaenda pansi manzi mwaona so neveninga kambiyeko chabe.
Reporting for Camnet Television in Lusaka, Zambia, Mwinga.
Youths have called on government through the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Child Development to equally support opportunities to all youths regardless of their political affiliation and standing in society. And vendors in Lusaka have also urged citizens on the need of a mindset change with regards to supporting the country's local businesses as opposed to foreign-owned. Here is a report that was filed on this.
Local is laka, as a common adage in Zambia goes. This adage has been aimed at promoting and buying local products within the country. A product of the same value may be acquired in a chain store, selling twice the price of the local supplier. This has angered Lusaka-based vendors who called for a mindset change if the country was to develop.
As Zambians, this is a pan stake because of what? Vintu vevi chitikawaba muntu aenda kugula chintu chodula outside the country but asiya chochipa muno mu country. Ngapembeche ma Zambians to let us buy our own product.
They have observed that despite many calls by government to add value and promote local goods from Zambians, those calling themselves elite shun buying from these poor vendors who support their families from their businesses.
But masaba tamituma peskana on quality. Mukapeza mkaona mkachekinga muona ni same na amene muzo. But amene mbele sikava zunga amene jema gula sometimes ma boutiques go in the boutiques ni same na amene pezeka nayo ma shoes muona. Mzadaba mja boutique muni sapato ni 9 waist. Nice 9 waist pezeka tinaye. So sapato sometimes stako promote nice ma local business man ni same mutandizako ngati mkula ko vino vamloko yo vintu vilichemusha.
Meanwhile, others came fuming at this reporter, demanding to know the criterion used by government in distributing empowerment funds, accusing the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Child Development of being segregative in its distribution process.
But semwamne tuonele semonga sema street vendors is tunatikanizeko wanakamba che ma artist na wagro chancha wanaona pasa 6 fisheries manje setebe nangu isema sema vendors nice we are affected and the first one ngena nice mtown wa coronavirus wapezi kwa manyumba so nice stigurisa but nice tsunga ma families na wana nice nisema youth but na wana kulibe kuganza kwa sema vendors we so we are useless but nice tuma casting ma vote la boma kuti boma istebwe uko bakamba market wakapesa market
na effective for youth empowerment kusite kwa tuna hivi not youth empowerment yana be concept one sided say but facilities ninga if what ganizira fichani ife youth empowerment na effective for drama wachosa na what ganizira but ma vendors
kuma market pesa katibu drama olipia market
muzakona bwana in shop example mwaona shop hicha ili kumboyo hicha wali price ngati 25,000 per month tizakona bwanji what ganizira ko na ife batako empower na ife nise ma youth manchito muzamba mulibe but what ganizira ko na ife shanshira pamene hapa street na ife nepitisungira abana ma families vonse pamene hapa injema ndiye tate vili hapa hivi mkumasa tawena bafesa watu wanamwenda kudara mwaona but yamene job ya tamene njema ya watu ni tate watu nefe what ganizira ko na ife wa tipemba sokuli balungu nefe what ganizira ko na ife
onani chemotivutikira so onani sicherera kuno kuseni 04 nishuri kuno mulipena bantu onani but chiriko setishanshirira chameneyi oshanshashansha bakazi batoka wafunza ndio mnaona senza kuti bashanshashansha che madza kwanisa bwanji batiganizireko che apeve hapo.
Reporting for Camnet Television in Lusaka, Zambia, Mwinga.
Meanwhile, Governance, Elections, Advocacy and Research Services GIA's Executive Director McDonald Chipenzi says a rate of high unemployment levels among the youths is a ticking time bomb. Mr. Chipenzi says due to lack of opportunities, youths are now using all sorts of avenues to earn a living. He explains that as a result of that, crime has also increased in an effort by youths to make money. Let's take a look at this.
Previously, but in 2019, the Bank of Zambia warned members of the public against participating in a pyramid scheme known as Global Dream Network, also known as GDN, where people would invest using a certain amount of money and eventually walking away with large sums of money effortlessly. In its warnings, the bank had attributed it to being operated by a group of criminals. Upon that warning, the network died down. Another one, known as Frenzy Network Marketing Scheme, has emerged, this time faster and stronger. A situation which has worried some stakeholders, including the Governance, Electoral Advocacy Research Services Initiative GEARS. Organization Executive Director McDonald Chipenzi has charged that the unemployment levels in the country is a time bomb that has led to a serious desperation among the unemployed but educated young people.
Unemployment levels in this country are very high, and the sad part of it is that it involves people who have even gone to school, and you know that an educated mass that is idle is very dangerous to any society. So it's a real problem, and it's a time bomb to this country.
Mr. Chipenzi says it is saddening how young people have come up with their own innovations in an effort of running away from poverty. He has, however, urged all unsuspecting members of the public to cross-check these overnight innovative schemes before regretting their decisions.
I think there is need for us and all the youth to be very cautious. There are so many adverts here and there. Actually, even in chicken rearing, you hear people say pay 150 and then you'll be given 500, and you see that people are raising capital for them to survive, and do some background work before you invest your 100 kwacha or 50 kwacha or 200, because there are so many fraudsters in this country.
Reporting for Camnet Television in Lusaka, Zambia, Mwinga.
Interesting item there, the new pyramid scheme, which says invest 100 kwacha and earn 600 within hours, has created social media friendly. So just be wary on that. Just now, we take a break. We'll be back with sports and international news.
To increase sales of your products and services, advertise on Camnet TV. Reach your clients and target markets directly and see your business grow. For special rates, you can contact our marketing department on
0955 664 305 or 0978 290 626. Camnet TV.
Not just another channel.
Stay home, stay safe. Times have changed. With the advent of the coronavirus, Lusaka Water Supply and Sanitation Company would like to advise its esteemed customers to avoid visiting crowded places. You don't have to move to pay your water bill. You can do it in the convenience of your home. You can pay your water bills through Zanaco Zapit, Stanbic Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, and FNB. You can also use Airtel, MTN, and Zamtel Kwacha mobile money transfer services. For any inquiries to report a fault, please contact our customer service on +260 211 251 571, +260 975 618 618, and toll-free line 5957, Zamtel only. You can also simply email customer service @lwsc.com. This public announcement is brought to you by the Lusaka Water Supply and Sanitation Company. Water is life. Sanitation is health.
Welcome back. We now look at international news. Ethnic unrest in the aftermath of the killing of Ethiopian singer Hachalu Hundessa has left at least 166 people dead, officials have said. A top police chief said 145 civilians and 11 security personnel died in Oromia region alone. 10 people have been killed in the capital, Addis Ababa. Hachalu, 34, was killed on Monday, sparking unrest that spread from Oromia, where he was seen as a hero. The motive remains unclear. Hachalu had said he had received death threats. His songs focused on the rights of the country's Aroma people, Ethiopia's largest ethnic group, and became anthems in the wave of protest that led to the downfall of the previous prime minister in 2018.
Described as a musical icon in Ethiopia, Hachalu Hundessa supported the struggle of the ethnic Oromo people. His music became the melody of protest movements that led to the downfall of Ethiopia's government in 2018. The Oromo are Ethiopia's largest ethnic group, but they've long complained about discrimination. Thousands of fans followed Hundessa's coffin through the capital while protesting his killing. He was shot dead while driving his car in the suburbs of Addis Ababa.
He is somebody that is seen as an icon by the 50+ million Oromos who live in Ethiopia and in the Horn of Africa. He is a kind of towering, really musical genius with an incalculable imaginative power, who had the rhetorical facility, the verbal invention, the poetic expression with which he, very ably articulated and insightfully identified some of the deeply entrenched and profoundly rooted problems that the Oromos have been facing throughout history.
Following the protests that turned violent after the shooting, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed called for calm. He tweeted his condolences about the singer, saying they've lost a precious life, and since the death of the young artist, he wishes for comfort for all of those in deep sorrow. But in an interview to a media network owned by a government critic, Hundessa last week criticised Ethiopia's leadership. The network is owned by Jawar Mohammed. The TV station says he was detained after his bodyguards faced off with federal police, but the spokesman for the federal police denies this.
A lot of critics are rising against the Prime Minister, the way he handled the transition, the way he, was not willing to discuss with opposition, to have a genuine dialogue, as many were calling for it. But the icing on the cake came when he, as many refer to it unconstitutionally, had the Parliament and the upper house approve the extension of his time in office because of COVID.
34-year-old Hundessa spoke out about receiving death threats before his life was abruptly ended. Now, many Ethiopians say he'll be remembered as a revolutionary figure. Laura Burden-Manley, Al Jazeera.
We now look at sports news. New quarantine exemptions will allow major sporting events as well as TV and film productions to go ahead this summer. The government has said some sports teams and production crews will not have to quarantine upon arrival in England if they are essential to the event of the production. The scheme gives the green light for Formula One, international football, golf and snooker tournaments to return. Minister said darts, horse racing and other sports are expected to follow. The government's new quarantine exemptions mean Silverstone will be able to stage races in August, while Champions League and Europa League football, the PGA British Masters Championships and the World Snooker Championships will go ahead. Announcing the scheme, which applies to England only, Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden said the British summer of the sport is back on. That item brings us to the end of our news, but before we go, the headlines once again. Government abandons rehabilitation works on the Kankolonkolo-Lufwanyama Road. Lufwanyama Ward UPND councillor rescinds his resignation, claims he was just bought. PF commends South Chiefs. In international news, Ethiopia singers death and rest killed 166 people. In sports news, quarantine rules relax for sports teams and film crews. Just now, we look at the Camnet word verse for the day, and it's coming from the book of Isaiah 40, verse 31, and it reads, "Even the youths shall faint and be weary, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up the wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." Remember to mask up, sanitize your hands, or wash them as often as possible to reduce the spread of COVID-19. My name is Sharon Kalimbola. That's all we had for you on the news desk. Thank you so much for staying with us. Keep watching Camnet TV, not just another channel.